This video is for somebody who recently found out that they had a judgment against them in New York State. Reason why I say recently is because in New York State, it's generally very difficult to set aside a judgment that's been a judgment against you for more than 1 year, unless if you can prove to the court that you were never served and that you have a meritorious defense. Uh, there's two requirements: excusable default and meritorious defense. The general rule is in most of the civil courts that the courts will set aside the judgment as long as you're saying you weren't properly served and you have any type of a defense. I don't think I owe the money. I think they're misrepresenting the amount that's owed. Any type of reasonable defense, they're going to set it aside. I know in Queens Civil Court, they even have a form for setting aside default judgments. And sometimes it's better if you do it yourself than if you hire a lawyer. Because when you hire a lawyer, the saying is the more you know, the more you're held accountable for. A lawyer will be held accountable to a stricter standard. They really nitpick at the papers that are submitted, the lawyer's affirmation, the affidavit of the client, and they're not afraid to deny it because the lawyer's got to deal with the client, and the lawyer explains to the client why they're getting denied. Whereas if an individual proceeds pro se, meaning without a lawyer, they have to explain to this individual why they're getting denied. And they don't want to deal with pro se people complaining. A pro se person is likely to file a judicial complaint. Hey, this judge didn't set aside this judgment. I don't owe this money. So they're very liberal in setting them aside when people proceed pro se. So what I suggest you do is take the papers that you were served with, go to your civil court or the Supreme Court, go to the pro se department and ask for the forms that you need to fill out to set aside. In the civil court, very simple, it's a one-page form. Supreme Court, it's a little bit more complicated, but overall the process is basically the same. The court will set aside a motion date where your motion will be heard. You'll get opposition papers from the other lawyer. And at the very least, you'll be in a very good opportunity to settle the case because you'll have a judge that supervises it that's pushing for a settlement that works for you. I've seen many cases where the plaintiff, the credit card company or the bank, just dropped the lawsuit because the evidence is so strong that you don't actually owe the money. So if you have any further questions, feel free to call me. My name is George Basayas. I'm an attorney in Astoria, New York. My phone number is 718-721-4441. Thank you.